Hello.
Hello, Thade.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the AstoundCast, episode 63.
Hey, you got it right.
Woo! And the title sums up what a good chunk of this episode is going to be.
Uh-huh.
Give me a moment.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Done.
Ah. Oh no.
Yep, oh no. Yes, yeah, I'm really not happy with the FIA today.
You are... Yeah, you sound annoyed.
I'm just going to put this as bluntly as physically possible. If the driver in question hadn't had quicker reaction, we could have been looking at another driver funeral.
Oh, jeez. I've now got the emotional seal on the emotional bulbs already.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, as we all know, the Japanese Grand Prix started a whole 12 hours ago. And I'm not gonna lie, I've got to be honest here, I missed the first half an hour. However, it turns out within that half an hour, all I had actually missed was 3 hours. No, 3 laps. All I'd missed was 3 total laps before a red flag. Because on the opening lap, Alex Albon had a random engine failure for no reason whatsoever. And Carlos Sainz, in the deluge of rain that happened before the start of the race, also had a very nasty crash. And while the cars were still on track, and I have no idea why, there was a gigantic crane in the middle of the track ready to pick up Carlos Sainz's car.
What?
Which is where Pierre Gasly comes into play. Just a second or two before he got to the scene, the red flag was flown, which meant he had to slow way down, but he didn't have the time. So he was going about 250 kilometers an hour, and he caught up to this gigantic crane. He has since got a 20-second time penalty for speeding under a red flag, but he literally had a second to adapt, which, I know F1 drivers' reactions are quick, but Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
But also, I really want to discuss the crane on track.
Yeah.
Because that is exactly how Jules Bianchi died. On the same track.
Holy... Oh my gosh.
That is exactly what happened. He lost control of the car while it was raining, pretty much at the same place on the track, went under the crane, and he died in a very incredibly gruesome way.
Oh my... Why?
I'm not gonna...
Why do they have another crane?
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention what it was on here, but I can PM it to you if you'd like.
I mean, sure, though. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with the...
Be warned, it was very gruesome, so...
Yeah, don't worry. I've got the emotional support Bulbasaur and Steel with me. It's fine.
You're gonna need it. There you go.
I might have to get the emotional support Boba too.
Yep.
Hold.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, Henry.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go for it. Sure.
Yeah, that happened, and that was directly what brought the halo into F1.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, there was a gigantic crane in the middle of the track, not even on the side, like literally in the middle of the racetrack. And pretty much everyone under the sun has complained about it on social media. We've had comments from Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, Hell, even Jules Bianchi's own father.
Jeez.
Yep. And this exact thing was discussed earlier this week in the drivers' meeting.
Yeah.
And Sebastian Vettel brought it up saying, okay, we need to make sure that repeats of 8 years ago does not happen this weekend.
Yeah.
I think the FIA misheard, we need to make sure this doesn't happen.
They heard does, they just didn't hear the
nt. Yeah, exactly. So everyone went ballistic. Pierre Gasly had a heart attack, and when he was summoned to the stewards, I can more or less promise you 1 or 2 of them were punched. And yeah, I was not happy when I saw it. And if I'm honest, I can't imagine Charles Leclerc was best pleased either, because as I mentioned in the video yesterday, Jules Bianchi was Charles Leclerc's godfather.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yep. Seeing that very same thing happen can't have made Leclerc best pleased.
No, I don't think it would.
No. So, I'm going to put this as bluntly as I can here, because I think blunt is the only way I'm going to get through to him on this.
Yep.
FIA, if you don't get your goddamn act together, you're going to be looking at another driver's funeral. Because that, frankly, really could have got Pierre Gasly killed.
Yeah.
Because the poor guy, he had like less than a second to react.
Yeah.
You think they'd have learned by now that maybe wait to put the recovery vehicles out till all the cars are back in the pits.
Yeah, crane bad. Crane shouldn't be there until nobody is there.
Yeah, until all the cars are back in the pits, do not deploy any form of recovery vehicle.
Yeah. Oh.
Like,
there's not many words for it except for why.
Well, the Sky Sports F1 team had it down to 2 possible options, both of which are just as bad as each other. One, either the FIA allowed that crane to go out, if so, why? Or the other option, the FIA doesn't have control when the recovery vehicles are deployed. If so, how?
Jeez.
Both of those potentials are pretty big problems either way.
Pretty big. They are like life-threatening big.
Like, we literally could have lost a driver today. Putting that as blunt as I can, we could have had 19 drivers for the rest of the season. Yeah, it was... not something I ever wanted to see again.
Whoever didn't think of that needs to get fired.
Yeah, really quickly. Because I can vaguely remember a list of people who put social media messages out. As I said, Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, and Philippe Bianchi, as well as Karun Chandok, Sky Sports F1, while he was out there. Martin Brundle, who sadly wasn't there this weekend, but if he was, my God, he would have gone to the steward's office himself. And in quite surprise, Lewis Hamilton declined to comment. That kind of threw me off. Mainly, I'm going to guess it was because, well, he was there when Bianchi was killed.
Yeah.
He knows what happened that day. And I've realised very few drivers from that race are still there today.
Yeah.
In fact, the only ones that I can think of right now that were there were Lewis Hamilton, obviously, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Sergio Perez, and you know what? I think that's it.
It's not many of them.
only 4 of today's drivers were there.
The thing is, if everyone else is making a comment anyway, Lewis doesn't really need to stick his head in it.
Yeah, because they probably said everything that he was going to say. Oh, and the other person who commented was the head, the director of the Grand Prix Drivers Association, Alex Wirtz, ex-driver for, I think, Toro Rosso. Yes. Yeah, so Alex Wirtz was not best pleased. Pierre Gasly was livid for the entire race, even when it did eventually restart at 8 o'clock.
Understandable.
Yeah, and then it was down to the timer again. So we only had 40 minutes of racing. Yeah. And you know what? Even throughout that, it was looking very perilous. Thankfully, though, when it did restart, we had a grand total of 0 crashes.
Okay, that's always good.
No one crashed after the restart. And I will say, I kind of feel bad for Max Verstappen.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, first of all, congratulations on his 2nd World Championship. However, he didn't actually know he was champion until he'd gotten out of the car.
Oh.
Because behind him were Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc having a scrap for P2. If Charles Leclerc had kept P2, the championship would have got on to next race. And when they got over the line, that was the case. However, coming into the final chicane, Charles Leclerc pushed Sergio Perez off track, which gave him a 5-second penalty. So that was Perez P2, and that handed Verstappen the championship.
Oh, wow.
After the race, however, he was in an interview, post-race interview with Johnny Herbert, and he was saying, okay, on to Austin, let's see if he can win it this weekend. And then all of a sudden, just as he was doing Perez's interview, he got the word through. Max, I think you might want to go to Red Bull. Congrats, champ.
Wow.
Yeah, so I kind of feel bad for him in a way, because, you know, he wasn't, he was able to celebrate it properly, but he wasn't able to, know right away.
Yeah.
Because that sucks. However, saying that, yeah, by this time tomorrow, he might not be world champion. He may be a 0-time champ. Yeah, because the FIA budget cap findings are tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
See what
happens. Because bearing in mind the last time they were due to come out, we didn't find out they were being delayed until that very day.
Joy.
Yeah, so I'm not holding out hope that it's tomorrow. Well, I am, but I'm not, putting all hopes on that.
Not putting all your eggs in one basket this time.
No. I'm ready for another delay. I don't want that to be another delay. I'm hoping there isn't another delay, but I'm ready for it.
There shouldn't be, and if there is,
no.
They're stalling for some reason.
But I think that was kind of tactically timed.
Yeah.
Because if the results were initially announced on Wednesday, as they were due to be, that would probably have an impact on this weekend. AKA, Red Bull would kick up a right stink.
Oh, yeah, they probably would.
However, I think they've timed it for Monday so that, well, this week is a week off. There's no race this weekend.
True.
So I think they've timed it so that they can kind of let all that blow over before the Austin Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is a lot of things now pointing to Red Bull being well, guilty. I mean,
That seems
in
understandable.
in one interview after the Singapore Grand Prix last week, Christian Horner practically admitted that they did it.
How? Oh my goodness.
He basically did. It was basically tantamount to a confession. He said, "Well, I'm sure all the teams have gone somewhat over the over the budget cap. So
No.
to me, that's tantamount to a confession."
No, that is basically a confession.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just because they've done it doesn't mean that we can do it too. No, they've probably kept in line.
But yeah. So it's very possible that by tomorrow, Max might be a zero-time champion.
Yeah.
Which, ouch, by the way, if I was Max Verstappen, I would probably be punching Christian Horner in the face.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because as Lewis Hamilton pointed out, last year, their last major upgrade was at Silverstone.
Yeah.
Which wasn't even halfway through the season.
Oh,
However, Red Bull were pulling out upgrades like there was no tomorrow. Like, race after race, it was upgrade after upgrade after upgrade. And honestly, yeah. Like, I remember Christian Horner boasting about a new upgrade every single race.
Well, at least we know what happened with the money to get it.
Yeah. There's also the factor of redundancy pays, because he also boasted last weekend that he made in the region of 90 redundancies last year. And as you know, redundancy pay is a thing, and it isn't exactly cheap.
No.
So I'm gonna guess that some redundancy pay probably didn't help.
Probably not. There might be money to keep stuff silent too, depending on
Very possibly. Very possibly. So yeah, in fact, at this point, I will be shocked completely if Red Bull haven't breached the budget cap. I will be incredibly shocked. And as I said last weekend, whether it's a minor or major breach, Max Verstappen will lose points in this and last year's championship. Now, admittedly, in the minor breach, unless the FIA decides to go completely nuts, he should keep this year's championship due to the massive gap he has.
Yeah.
Like, he's got 113 points over Charles Leclerc. So, unless the FIA go completely manic and deduct that many points off him this year, he should keep this year's championship. Last year's, however, well, his total over Lewis was 7.
Oh.
So, last year's champion, as crazy as this is going to sound, last year's championship is in more peril than this year's. So it is very possible that he could still keep this year's championship, but lose last year's instead. Unless it's a major breach, in which event he will more than likely lose both, as one of the consequences is a disqualification from the championship.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So if it's a minor breach, he should get away with this year's championship, but last year's, it's unlikely. But yeah, it was yeesh.
That was a very big yeesh.
Yeah, Yeah, the race wasn't even the best when it did get going, I've got to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
The race was very boring, not much happened. Max Verstappen won with a 26-second gap.
Alright.
Which kind of shows you how powerful that this year's Red Bull is. Like, good God.
Well, I guess if they spent money on it, of course they're gonna be able to be that good.
Yeah, but... Yeah, I think Red Bull are probably in a fair bit of trouble, I would say.
Just a minor bit, you know.
Because as I mentioned, the $10 million rumour that I heard would put them into the major category.
Yeah.
By nearly a whole 2%. However, I had heard another one, which would really put them in the major category.
Alright.
I had also heard a breach of $144 million.
Ooh, that
which
doesn't
is
sound right.
$1 million off double the budget cap.
Eek.
One more million dollars, and they'd have doubled the budget cap.
What are they thinking?
Well, we can't let Mercedes win this year, so we need to put everything we can into this car. Oh wait, we've overspent. Whoops. Let's hope we don't get found out.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, probably what happened. They were like, oh, we've overspent. Well,
Well, there's always next time.
maybe not though.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, like this could be the final nail in Red Bull's coffin potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for this week's motorsports section. But I realised I forgot something at the start. Whoops. How's your week been?
It's a bit late asking that though, but
Yeah, I got.
The week's been.
Good. I got carried away with the FIA rants.
You were very annoyed by the FIA.
Well, yeah. I like Pierre Gasly.
You
And
don't want him to
I really like him not dead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just a minor sort of
Yeah,
setback.
minor inconvenience being dead. Yeah.
Just a minor setback.
Yeah. But yeah, see, week's been good, yeah? How's uni been going?
Uni's been alright for the first week. Busy, but not the worst, you know?
Yeah.
I actually got to use a recording studio to do some fake news sort of things.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, actually, fake news. It was technically real news. We just didn't do it in a professional manner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've found out I am terrible on camera and should work behind them instead.
Hey, we all have our thing, but we do have time to practice other things. Like,
True. It's like everyone's equal, but some are more equal than others.
however, if you'd have seen my first videos on YouTube, like my first, you'd know that even I wasn't the best.
To be fair, you're more of an extrovert than me. You're able to get away with it.
True, but when I was looking back at those first videos that I did, like in 2017, because I saw them not long before I made this channel, I thought, oh god.
Oh dear.
'Twas a cringe fest, I can't lie.
Look, the editing for them had like more into it. Then we found out that we only needed to keep it simple.
Yeah, that's true.
So we both improved.
Oh, hell yeah. There is always room for improvement in anything.
True, especially with what's just happened.
Mm. Unless you've got a certain budget that you can't go over.
Yeah, but that's kind of a you problem at the moment.
True. um, hmm. Saying that, my week's been a bit all over the place.
Oh, really? How so?
Shunt pain's been a bit of a more prevalent problem this week.
Oh dear.
I've had a couple of pretty trashy days, can't lie.
Oh dear.
And the weather has reflected as such. Good lord.
To be fair, up there it's been rainy from what I've heard. Down here it's
Um,
been quite
in-
warm.
incredibly rainy, yeah.
I miss it.
Believe me. No.
Send it down. I miss the rain. It's been nothing but sunshine and clouds here.
I mean, if you really want it,
I personally
sure.
want it. I personally want it. My roommates don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, how would they feel?
Oh yeah, they don't want it. I'm willing to
No.
take it.
Yeah. Well, that is the life. That is the life of a Raxamite, isn't it?
Yeah, fair point. Fair
We love it
point.
when we hate it when it's here, but we miss it when it's gone.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
There's no
But I will.
rain like home rain. There's
Yeah.
no-
But Friday was a very good day
Oh.
because, as we know, on Tuesday, the Knife Angel arrived in Wrexham.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of that.
It is incredible.
One could say it looks sharp. It's looking sharp at the moment.
Ah.
You set me up, I had to.
Yep, I did. Yep. Yeah. 27 feet tall and 100,000 knives have gone into it.
Although it's now the most convenient thing to use for murder in town at the moment, which don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing for you.
However, it's all welded together.
Yeah, but the knives are still pointing out.
True, but good luck trying to pull one of them off.
No, you
Chances.
push someone into it.
Ah, that's the thing. All of the
That's the thing.
knives are facing downwards to the floor.
Yeah, but if you're pushing someone up into it, it's gonna hurt.
True, but you'd have to push them up from the floor somehow.
That poor small person.
Oh my god. But yeah, it looks amazing, and there was an official opening ceremony on Friday. And if you were there, you would have seen somebody very familiar getting a certificate.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a certificate with my work on the Wrexham Youth Parliament knife crime campaign, which hasn't yet launched, but we are now
Oh.
T minus what's the date? 11 days away from it.
Oh, that's cool. Congrats.
Thank you. But yeah, the whole group that we've had working on it all got certificates from the mayor.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, in the middle of the whole of Queen's Square.
Damn.
However, the turnout was a bit less than expected because until about 2 minutes before the opening ceremony went ahead, there was an absolute deluge of rain.
Of course.
Like, it was flying down.
Yeah, you've got to expect that at this point. We live like fish.
Yeah. Like, at this point, I'm gonna have to learn to swim.
Just add like floaties onto your wheelchair.
That's honestly not a bad idea.
Yeah. Terrible for mobility, good for buoyancy.
True, but saying that, water's terrible for mobility as well.
Yes, but floating.
Fair point. But yeah, week's been pretty good. Champagne's been a bit of a nightmare. Hopefully, this week will be a bit less so. I hope.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah.
Pain's not nice.
No. But moving on to New York Comic Con real quick.
Uh-huh.
Star Trek came in swinging.
All right.
They went nuts this weekend. They did a first look at Star Trek Discovery Season 5, which looks pretty good. Didn't give us all that much, frankly, so a bit disappointed. However, we did get the final trailer for Star Trek Picard Season 3.
Nice.
And, oh my god!
That good?
Incredible. Ow. So, trailer started with Picard and co. on the new USS Titan. Showed pretty much the whole TNG crew, except, Geordi and Beverly, because they're in sick bay and engineering, respectively.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks as if they're taking back their old positions from the Enterprise D. So, Riker's first officer, Picard's captain, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
However, due to Wesley Crusher being MIA and Data being, well, dead, the new helmsman is actually Geordi's daughter.
Oh.
Yep, it would appear that Geordi has had 2 children.
Good on him.
And what I find really cool is that one of them is actually played by LeVar Burton's actual daughter.
Oh, that is so cute. I love when they do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, she is actually playing his daughter. And I absolutely love that one. And there was a couple of incredibly big reveals.
Yeah.
One, the Enterprise F from Star Trek Online is now canon.
No.
Yep. It was there. Front and center in the trailer. It was right there. NCC 1701F, the Odyssey class Enterprise from Star Trek Online.
Wow.
And I was happy. Like,
So
there was
that's what the cross-country thing was all about.
Oh yeah, like, there was enough serotonin in my brain to supply the whole planet. We had a couple of other big reveals as well, including we know who Brent Spiner's playing in Season 3 now.
Oh, right.
It's Law. They're bringing Law back.
Oh, that's great.
Don't quite know how, because, as we know, the last time we saw him, Data shut him down for good. So, don't quite know how they're working that one out, but no doubt they will figure it out.
We will question it when it comes time.
Quite right. And the final incredibly big reveal, which frankly no one asked for but everyone needed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the episodes of TNG when Moriarty appeared?
Oh, yeah.
He's back.
No.
They're bringing back Moriarty.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep. Once again, enough serotonin to supply the entire planet.
I feel it from here.
This trailer was honestly amazing. Like, you have the Enterprise F, which, well, that does kind of beg a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Well, we know Star Trek Picard Season 1 was $23.99.
Yeah.
Season 2 was $24.01, so they skipped $2,400. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
When does Season 3 take place? Because in Star Trek Online, the Enterprise F wasn't launched until 2410.
Oh, that's a good point.
So that begs one big question. Is there a 9-year time gap, or are they pulling the Enterprise F's launch backward further into the past? Are they pulling it forward a few years? Because that's a very big question that I have. Because that will fundamentally change the game. Because what I've been noticing, anything that happens in the canon that's contradicted the game has changed to match canon.
Oh, right.
The game has actively changed the show, changed the game so they can match up with the canon. Like, trying to think of something. Actually, I can use an example from Picard. In season 1, where poor old Icheb was killed in 2399. He was in the game until that point, and then they removed him because by the time of the game, he was dead.
Oh.
So that begs the question: are they keeping the Enterprise F's launch in 2410, or are they bringing it further towards the start of the 25th century? And will Star Trek Online have to change the Enterprise F's launch to account for that?
They might. I'm not sure. They might have to do that.
Because up to now, we have zero indication as to when this season is taking place. The only thing we have is the Enterprise F, but that still doesn't really give us a date, because they could have either kept it in 2410, or they could have brought it forward to like 2402 or something. So I'm not quite sure, but I will say something really cool.
Yeah.
If they are keeping the Enterprise F's launch when it has always been, that means this show will take place during Star Trek Online.
That'd be quite a cool crossover if that's the case.
Yeah, and we could even get a mention of a mysterious Starfleet captain who is doing all this insane stuff and is rising through the ranks at an insane rate. And as anyone knows who's played Star Trek Online, that would be you.
Are they just really being like, I'm inserting your OC into the canon?
But they're not going to name them, because that's the story of every player who plays that game. Like, you are this Starfleet cadet who is wrong place, wrong time. The captain on your training ship is killed, so you have to take command as he's appointed you as your first officer. And then when you return to Earth, you're actually given a full-blown commission. And then throughout the game, you rise through the ranks incredibly quickly. So if they say that, I will be beyond stoked. Because, like, that would literally be referencing you in the game.
They're just going to make you canon. Holy.
Yeah, that is what they'd be doing if they're keeping it in 2410, because that would put it roughly halfway through the game's story. Because the game starts in 2309, and up to now, the game is in, I think it's just breached into 2412. Like, in the last couple of missions, so it would place it roughly halfway through the game's story, because I know the Enterprise F was launched around the new year of 2410.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what they do with that, but I also really want to see the crew of the Enterprise F in the show, including Captain Sean, because, well, I've played alongside Captain Sean in the game, and oh my god, he is so cool.
Oh, right.
Like, he is the first Andorian to captain an Enterprise.
Oh.
Because as we know, up to that point, they were all human or Spock.
Or Spock, yeah.
So Captain Sean is the first Andorian to captain an Enterprise. And I really, really want to see that on screen.
Yeah, but if they do that, they're basically just inserting everybody into the show, which is clever, but they're gonna have to find a way of pulling it off so it doesn't seem like they're just inserting a generic thing.
They'll probably do something like Sonic Forces have done. So like each character
Oh
that
no.
like they could just say, "Wow, this Starfleet officer that I've been hearing about, they are absolutely insane. They've ended the Klingon War. They've stopped the Romulans from opening the Iconian Gate. They've even fought off the Iconians, and just not
Yeah.
name them, and just not name them." And of course, everyone who's played the game would be like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's me."
Yeah.
But that is if they stick to the original timeline,
Yeah.
which they may not, but they could.
They could.
I really hope they do, though, because, oh my god, that would be beyond cool. Like, every Star Trek Online player could say, they're now canon to Star Trek. Boom!
It'd be funny. It would be funny to say the least.
Oh, hell yeah. I would honestly be in shock. But, yeah, the Star Trek Picard Season 3 trailer looked absolutely incredible. In fact, once we're done here, I might send it to you.
Go for it.
Because it is absolutely worth a watch.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of Prodigy news which kind of took me by surprise as well.
Oh yeah.
They're bringing back Jellicoe from Next Generation.
Oh wow.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, wasn't my favourite character in the show because, well, he replaced Captain Picard. No.
Yeah.
But I am very curious to see him as Admiral Jellicoe, because of course, Prodigy takes place roughly at some point after Nemesis. Can't quite pinpoint where. Well, I can't remember. So it is logical to assume that Jellicoe would be Admiral by this point. So I'm very curious to see what they do with his character after 30 years.
Yeah.
And saying that, though, Moriarty's in the exact same situation. But another question is back there in how would he come back? Because he was put into a little holocube, which was on like a permanent holodeck program for him to live his life. But
Yeah.
that was on the Enterprise D, which we all know went kaboom.
Ah yeah.
So one of two things would have had to happen. Either
Yeah.
A, the holocube was brought with somebody from the Star Drive section who didn't want it left behind, or it was stored on the saucer section.
Yeah.
So Star Trek Picard, while giving us a lot of cool things, does give us a lot of questions. Like,
a lot to
how
think
is
about.
yeah, how is Lore back? How is Moriarty still alive? And how is the Enterprise F there? However, at this point, I'm just happy to say that they are there. Like, I've got to be honest, the Enterprise F is probably my favourite Enterprise by far.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the Odyssey class was actually a fan design.
Oh right.
Yeah, in 2011, roughly, StartrekOnline launched a competition, Design the Enterprise F.
Oh, yeah.
And the winning design would be used in the game. And what do you know? That is exactly what happened.
Ah.
And if my memory is correct, the man who designed the Enterprise F did go on to design a couple more ships for the game.
Oh, wow.
Which is frankly really cool. But yeah, I've got to be honest, I love the Enterprise F, and I really want to see it in canon, and I really want to see Captain Sean.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I am absolutely buzzing for this. And thankfully, we do not have incredibly long to wait.
Oh, really?
Because at the end of the trailer, we ended up getting a release date.
Oh?
It is going to be Thursday, the 16th of February. However, judging by the whole last 2 seasons, the UK, due to it being on Amazon Prime, will probably get it on Friday.
Yeah.
So, probably going to be a Friday the 17th release in the UK. Which, oh well, what's a day? It ain't going to make that much of a difference. Also, there is one line that I want to point out from the trailer which made me absolutely cackle.
Yeah.
Worf is now a pacifist.
Oh.
Yeah. The crew were about to beam to somewhere, and Worf said, I have now adopted a life of pacifism. Riker, just behind him, said, yeah, we're all going to die. Because Worf and pacifism isn't good.
No.
Like, Worf by far is the strongest of them, and if it's muscle they need, Worf's the guy, and if they don't have Worf anymore as a fighter, they're done for.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Worf changes his mind. I really, really hope he does. Because it's Worf. There's nothing he couldn't solve with a punch to the face.
True.
So, yeah, hopefully they fix that. They might do, they might not. But yeah, Star Trek really came in swinging New York Comic Con this year.
That's always good.
Yeah. Transformers, on the other hand, not as much.
Ah.
They did have 2 panels, one of which wasn't mentioned at all, which was brilliant. It was a making of the Rise of the Beasts panel yesterday, and then we had a Transformers Earthspark panel today, which is the new Transformers animated show coming out of Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon. And unfortunately, we don't really know what happened in either panel.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, because, as I said, one wasn't mentioned, so I didn't even know it happened till about an hour and a half ago. And, yeah, the other panel just finished about 45 minutes ago. So, probably going to have to wait for a press release from Hasbro. Hopefully tomorrow.
Okay.
So that means there was no 2024 movie news again.
Well.
However, Hasbro have not yet come out and said, yeah, this is cancelled. In fact, they're still very much promoting the fact that it is still happening.
That's always good, though.
So it is still a thing, we just need to wait for something to actually come out about it. And I've got to be honest, I don't quite know how many more events this year there are for them to talk about it. In fact, I don't think there is any.
Yeah.
Because I know the anniversary, which probably would have been the best time to do it was middle of September, so they've missed that one.
Ah, yeah.
They didn't talk about it at Hasbro PulseCon. There goes another opportunity. And they haven't talked about it this weekend at New York. Correct me if I'm wrong, San Diego's been and gone, hasn't it?
San Diego's, I think, has been and gone, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Hold on. I just need to check if TF Nations happened this year. Huge Transformers convention. I think it's officially licensed by Hasbro, so I'm just going to quickly check if it's happened this year. TF Nation 2022. Damn it! Yes, it has.
Oh, no.
So I think, unless they're going to do something really weird and just announce it on its own, they've run out of time to announce it this year.
Yeah, they might have run out already.
Damn it! Well, suppose next year we'll have to do. But I think that'd be the best plan anyway, because I think if they announced this before Rise of the Beasts came out, it would completely overshadow it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they'll probably announce it some point after the release of Rise of the Beasts, which is the 9th of June next year.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be just in time for San Diego Comic-Con, if I remember rightly. When does San Diego Comic-Con actually happen?
I can always search it up.
Yeah, I know it's like the beginning of summer, generally.
San Diego. Yeah, 21st of July to the 24th of July.
Okay, so that gives them about a month for Rise of the Beasts. Well, actually nearly 2 months for Rise of the Beasts to have its run in the cinema. So,
yeah,
that would probably be their best time to announce it.
True.
That's my guess, anyway. But yeah, that's kind of it for New York Comic Con this year. Not that much has been announced, I've got to be honest. I was kind of... But Star Trek really, really, really went in. They didn't have to go as hard as they did, but they did it anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about this week?
Yeah, just a final quick thing.
Cool.
The new Mario trailer came out.
Yes, I forgot about that. Oh my god, it looks so good.
It looks so good, but then just Chris Pratt.
Yeah. He's going to take
Chris
some...
Pratt portrays Mario.
He'll take some getting used to. It's going to take some getting used to, I can't lie.
No, I don't like it.
But can we just appreciate Jack Black as Bowser?
Oh, Jack Black as Bowser is perfect.
Like, oh my god, wow!
He can stay. He is fully welcome at the dinner table any day of the week.
That is the most Bowsery Bowser I've ever heard.
That's the most Bowsery Bowser that ever Bowsered. Even more than
Exactly.
the original Bowser.
Like, but Mario with Chris Pratt, I'm curious to say the least.
It's not Mario portrayed by Chris Pratt. It's Chris Pratt portrayed by Mario. It doesn't work.
I mean, you never know. The full film could completely change it.
Look, it's like the Sonic film all over again. It took one furry on the team in order to change the design.
Yeah. Although we have to admit, when the Sonic film did come out, it worked pretty well.
Yeah. It only takes one Mario speedrunner to go in there and find somebody else.
However, little bit late.
It's still in trailer mode, so if it's a trailer, they're still able to get away with it.
True, but you never know. come the full film, he could actually do a pretty good job.
The only way he'd be able to do a good job now is if they've tried to go for the old, like, Mario series, where they had the New York accent.
Funnily enough, Film Theory did put a video out a couple of days ago discussing how that could be the case.
If it is, it's going to have to be very thick.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see.
True.
I mean, personally, I'm just looking forward to Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, that's going to be hilarious.
That's going to be amazing. Like, oh my god. Once again, pretty good casting, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. Mainly because I've never seen her in anything.
I think that's going to be okay, though.
Good, because I've never seen her in anything.
I don't recognise her, but that's because I'm very bad at.
I know she was in The Queen's Gambit on Netflix.
Yeah, you see, I didn't have Netflix, so.
That's an issue.
Look, I've only just got Disney Plus from you, and that's about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got nothing to compare really with her, so she's a complete wild card for me.
I think she's going to be alright, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got definitely a lot of hopes for this film. And have you heard that Nintendo has straight up bought a film studio?
I can believe that. It's Nintendo.
So don't be surprised if the Nintendo Cinematic Universe starts up soon.
The Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Legitimately could be a thing.
Damn.
Question is, though, where do they go from Mario?
Luigi.
Oh. Well, you say that. What did they do at the end of the trailer?
Oh, yeah, true.
The goddamn mansion! Like, could you imagine if we got, like, a kiddie horror Luigi's Mansion film?
I'd watch it.
I think most people would. Saying that, from Mario, they could go in any direction. They could go for Metroid, if they want to go a little bit more obscure, slightly.
If they did Metroid, they would be able to do that as a live action. Like same with Tomb Raider. With that series, they could they could do that live action and they could do that digital.
They could also go for Zelda.
That would be 50-50 if they can pull off like live action, but I think that would have to stay like CGI'd.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the Nintendo Cinematic Universe will probably be all CGI due to Mario being CGI.
I don't think so, because again, Metroid would be able to be live action, because again, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, they did that live action at one point.
True, but I have a strange feeling, and I don't know why, but if they're going to do a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, they're probably going to do an Avengers-styled Super Smash Bros.
Okay, if they have to do like Super Smash Bros. As a film, then yeah, that would have to be digital.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there. No pun intended. Endgame would be.
Yeah.
Oh, who am I kidding? That pun was so intended.
Oh my god, not Nintended.
Yes.
Oh
god. But yeah, I think for the next, I'm going to say, once they've kind of built up a bit with the Mario franchise, I'm going to predict that they'll go Pokemon.
No, I mean they've already have Pokemon films out already, and
Yeah.
so
That
that wouldn't
is.
change.
No. Okay, in that case, they'll probably go Zelda.
They'll probably go Zelda route or Kirby. Wait,
Yes.
they
Yes.
will probably go Kirby.
Or go for Metroid.
Yeah, either Kirby, Zelda, or Metroid.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really hoping that they end up doing a Luigi's Mansion film, especially after that one scene in the trailer. Because as soon as
That
I
would
saw that, my first thought was, oh my god, Luigi's Mansion film, sequel?
yes.
Also, I've just remembered something. We need to talk about something else before we go our separate ways for this week.
Okay.
The dream face reveal.
Oh damn. Yeah, I thought you were gonna bring this up.
It finally happened!
Took long enough.
Yeah, and it came out of absolutely nowhere.
No, it kind of didn't,
Well,
because again, Disney
until
can
we
remove it
discovered
now.
until we discovered that George, not found, has now moved to the US.
Well, he ended up spreading online pictures of him getting his visa, so
Yeah, true. Have you watched George's video?
I have, and it's actually quite sweet.
Yeah. My favourite moment, though. And now it's time to say goodbye to some friends. Wilbur. Bye.
Just has him in a cupboard.
Yeah. Turns on the lights. Wilbur, going to the States. Bye. Best and most Wilbury thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Why do I just know that was Wilbur's idea?
I think they probably worked together on it, but I think Wilbur was the one who just ad-libbed.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So, was there any Pokemon news this week?
No. There was another trailer out, I believe, but
Oh,
it was just showing off stuff that's already been shown in the past. So it's just
okay.
putting everything together for what you can do.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to quickly go back to the Star Trek Picard trailer because you mentioned that. I will
Yep.
say I was very impressed that it was all new footage.
Nice.
Nothing that we saw in that trailer had been seen in any of the previous ones.
That's always good.
But yeah, on that, honestly, very, very insanely emotional roller coastery stream, guys. That'll do it for this week. If you're watching here on stereo, thank you for sticking around for the last hour. Wow, we've actually gone for the hour this time. Huh.
We made it.
I suppose that's what's happened when Star Trek does Star Trek things.
Star Trek does Star Trek things, and F1 does F1 things.
Yeah, both very different ends of the scale, but both accurate.
Yeah.
But if you're here on stereo, please give me a follow at Astounding Cameron, as well as Roxanne here at Roxo. Or if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Also, Astounding Cameron, the sub button will be just below the video title. And if you click the video title, you'll head into the description, at which point you will see my link tree with my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, stereo, and TikTok. And if you go below the link tree, you will see Roxanne's YouTube, me and Ed, and Frost's YouTube, as well as Roxanne's website and Frost's Instagram. And that's going to do it for this week, unless...
The original design for Booze was based on a developer's wife.
Huh.
So when they first appeared in Mario Bros. 3, so they first appeared then, the origin comes from an incident from the co-designer Takeshi Tezuka's life, according to an interview with Miyamoto.
Huh.
He got the idea of putting his wife into a game after her exploding at him one day. she's usually very quiet, but she ended up getting really mad about the amount of time that he was spending at work.
Oh,
So that's how it works. When he looks at it, it's like quiet and shy, but then when you turn around, it's all menacing, and that's kind of how it was
huh,
based.
huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
And on that really fun fact, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow with another YouTube video, and next week with another stream. Goodbye.
Bye.